The HEPAR patient is chilly. He is sensitive to the cold and wants an unusual amount of clothes. And in cold days. Wants the sleeping room be warm and can endure much heat in the room. 3 degrees warmer than a healthy person actually desires. The heat on that. He has no endurance in the cold. All his complaints are made in the cold. If he becomes cold in sleep, the complaints come on. Or if he is out in the cold, dry wind complaints come on. Inflammatory and rheumatic complaints appear. ఎంత ఎంత సెన్సిటివ్ అంటే పడుకున్నప్పుడు పొరపాటు దుప్పటి నుంచి చేతికి వస్తే లూజ్ చేస్తాడు. ఫుల్గా కప్పుకుంటాడు, పొరపాటు అందులో చేయి బయటకు వస్తే the exposure of hand or foot, the exposure of hand or at night and brings some symptoms. He wants the covers drawn close about the neck when he bed. This patient is also oversensitive to impressions, to surroundings and to pain. War with an ordinary person would only be an aid or disagreeable tension becomes with the HEPAR an intense suffering. But the pains of HEPAR are very severe, very sharp, inflamed parts, eruptions, boils are separate or full of sharp pain. This is so intense that it is described at times as a sting and jogging like sharp sticks. The pains in ulcer are often felt like sticks, intense and sharp as if sticks were jogging the ulcer. This sensation is often expressed by the patient suffering from sore throat. He feels as if he had swallowed a pebble or stick. This is in keeping with the general character because he is present everywhere. Inflammations, ulcers, pustules, boils, and eruptions all seem to have sticks in them or something jogging. Eruptions are sensitive to touch. This accords with the oversensitiveness of the nerves found everywhere. The HEPAR patient faints with pain and even from slight pain. This remedy belongs to patients that are called delicate, that are oversensitive to impressions. The mind takes part in this oversensitiveness and manifests itself by a state of extreme irritability. Every little thing that disturbs the patient makes him intensely angry, abusive and impulsive. The impulses overwhelm and make him wish to kill his best friend in an instant. A moment lo endeledu anta impulsive. Impulses also that are without cause times to crop out in HEPAR. A man may have a sudden impulse to stab his friend. Barber has an impulse to cut his throat or his patron while it reaches. Well, that is a cutting around the Mothers may have an impulse to throw the child into the fire, or an impulse to set herself on fire, an impulse to do violence and destroy. A moment లో ఆ ఇంపల్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు మేము పాపం అన్ని ఇంపల్స్ అయినా సరే ఎనీ ఇంపల్స్ సడన్ ఇంపల్స్ those symptoms increase to insanity and then the impulses are often carried out. It becomes a mania to set fire to నిప్పండించేస్తుంటాడు. బట్టలని ఇలా కేసు నిప్పండించేయడం, పుస్తకాలు కేసు నిప్పండించేయడం, ఇంపల్స్ కాస్త కొనాలి ఇంపల్స్ తర్వాత మేనియాగా మారుతుంది. అప్పుడు the patient is quarrelsome, hard to get along with, nothing pleases, everybody disturbs, oversensitiveness to persons, to people and to place. అది వేరే, అది క్యామిలా వాడు వెనకాద్యము వాడి ఇది ఎనకాద్యం వాళ్ళే ఉంటుంది. ఇంపల్స్ ఇలా ఎవరితో పొరపడం ఉంది, అది వెనకాద్యంలో తీసాను. ఏది వాడిని నష్టం, ఏది వాడిని ఆనందం చేయడానికి జరగదు. The patient is quarrelsome, had to get along with, Nothing is everybody develops oversensitive to persons, to people and to things. Anything oversensitive. Impulse అనేది బిగినింగ్ వస్తుంది, అది కొనాలని ఇన్సానిటీగా తిరుగుతుంది, అప్పుడు మా అనిపించాడు. పేషెంట్ వచ్చేవాడు, రాజమండ్రి వచ్చేవాడు, వీడు కాదు, వీడు ఇప్పుడు వీళ్ళని ఇంకోటి తీసుకొచ్చాడు. వాడు తర్వాత వాడు మరి వాడంతా ఇంట్లో కలిసేవాడు, కలిసేవాడు ఒక్కడే కొడుకు వాడిని చాలా అంత బెటర్. మరి అక్కడ కంటిన్యూ చేస్తున్నారా? ఈస్ట్ గోదావరి అమలాపురం దగ్గర ఊరు, అమలాపురానికి రావులపాలెం మధ్య ఊరు. గోలు పెడతారు, పాడికి 2 ఏళ్ళు అంత పొలం అసలు ఎంతో చాలా గోల. ఇలా ఇంటికి చేస్తాను ఎట్లా నేను అగ్గిపెట్టలన్నీ బట్టరమంటాడు, వచ్చి ఒక్కోటి గీసేస్తుంటాడు. ఆ పాలు ఇలా చేయకూడదు అయితే వండించేస్తాడు, అది చేనిస్తే ఊరు కూడా లేదా అంటిస్తాడు. వాడికి అలారండి కనకార్యం, తర్వాత ఏమో పెరడోనా, అవన్నీ చాలా పడ్డాయి. ఇప్పుడు కొంత యాటిట్యూడ్ చేంజ్ వచ్చింది, కామమిల్ అవి మార్పు వచ్చింది, చాలా పడ్డాయి. Desires a constant change of persons and things and surroundings, and even new surroundings or person or thing again displeases and makes it irritated. He desires a constant change of persons and things. ఇది మొత్తం మూడు రెమెడీస్ కాంబినేషన్, HEPAR, సల్ఫర్, క్యాల్కేరియా, చాలా డిఫరెంట్. అంతా 3 మాయాజమ్స్ మీద of persons and things and surroundings, and each new surrounding or person or thing again displeases and makes it fit. ప్రతిసారి మార్చాలి, ప్లేసులు మార్చాలి, మనుషులు మార్చాలి, అన్నీ అయిపోయింది రోజులే అని చెప్పంటే అది ఎంతో సేపు ఉండదు, అయిపోతుంది, మా వాడి పాత పడిపోతుంది. బాగా డెలీరియంలో చామోనియం ఉంటుంది, డెలీరియం బాగా డెలీరియంలో చామోనియం వాడికి పాత వాళ్ళు పనికిరారు, హైస్టాంస్ చామోనియం. కొత్త వాళ్ళు ఉండాలి, ఎందుకంటే పాతవాడు అందరినీ నమ్మరు, వాళ్ళు ఏదో పైసలు కల్పిస్తున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు కొత్తవాడు వస్తే 100 నా కాన పెట్టని తింటాం, ఒక 24 hours 48 hours వీడు పడిపోగానే వీడు పనికిరారు, వాడితో కలిసిపోయారు. With this irritability of temper and physical irritability, there is tendency to suppression in parts. Localized inflammation inclined to separate, especially in glands and cellular tissue. Do we have suppuration and all? The glands of the neck, axilla and groin and mammary glands swell, become hard and separate. First, the heart swelling with the feeling as if they have sticks joined in them. Then it becomes highly inflamed and red over the part, and ultimately it separates, discharges and heals slowly. Avi fast ga avutayi, healing low. The bone even separates, takes on necrosis and carries. Phalanx around the root of the nail and ends in the ends of the finger. The nail separates and loosens and comes off. Sensation of splinters under the nail, even when they do not separate. The nails become hard and brittle. Warts crack open, bleed, sting and burn and separate. HEPAR is especially useful in phalanx in such a constitution as described, but sometimes you will have nothing more than the fact that the patient is a chronically patient who is always taking cold subject to phalanx. But it is always goes to close. I have often had to give HEPAR no better information and have known to stop the tendency to phalanx. It also competes with dylicia. అది కూడా అంటే sensitive to cold. Dylicia కూడా sensitive to cold. The patient is often scrawny and has a tendency to enlargement of glands. The lymphatic glands are generally hard and enlarged. They are chronically enlarged without separation, and at any cold, that comes on some particular gland may suppurate. The catarrhal state is general. There is no mucous membrane exempted. But especially do we have catarrh of the nose, ears, throat, larynx and chest. The HEPAR patient is subject to coryza. In some instances, the colds settle in nose and then there will be much discharge with sneezing every time and he goes into a cold wind. The cold winds bring on sneezing and running from the nose. First of a watery pressure and finally ending in a thick yellow offensive discharge. These offensive discharges smell like decomposed cheese and this characteristic runs through the remedy. The discharges from all parts of the body smell like old cheese. The discharges from ulcers are offensive and have a decomposed cheese smell. It has discharges running through it, although that smells sour and there is a general and this is also general because it modifies all things that can be sour. Sour smelling the sour smell. The babies are always sour in spite of much wash. Vomiting and sour smell. Or it may be noticed that by the members of the family that one of the family always smells sour as a sour respiration. The discharges from others are sour and also discharges from mucus. The discharge from the nose becomes copious and causes ulceration in patches. The throat has a catarrhal condition. The whole lens is in a catarrhal state with copious discharge. Throat extremely sensitive to touch. Pain as if full of splinters. Pain on swallowing. Larynx also is painful on talking. Painful as a bolus of food goes down beyond the larynx and painful to touch with the hand. There is a loss of voice and a dry, hoarse bark in adults, especially in the mornings and evenings. Further vocabulary. Mashkar described this word along with the guided the doctor. Every time he goes in the dry cold wind, he comes hoarse, loses the voice and cough. It is a dry, hoarse, barking cough. Inspiring a cold air will increase the cough and putting the hand out of the bed will increase the larynx or cough. Putting the hand out of bed brings a general aggravation of all the complaints of HEPAR. Putting hand out of bed accidentally when sleeping will bring on cough and cause wheezing. The larynx has its catarrhal and in oversensitive children is catarrhal state with a croup. Sensitive children that are exposed during the day in a cold dry wind or cold air come down next morning with a violent attack of croup. The HEPAR croup is worse in the morning and in the evening until midnight. Sometimes cases that call for aconite run into HEPAR. Aconite croup comes on with great violence. First in the evening before midnight, the child wakes up from its first sleep with a hoarse barking croup. A dose of it may prove entirely sufficient, or it may be only a palliative. The child goes to sleep and along towards morning, or at least sometime after midnight, there is another attack which shows that aconite was not sufficient. Such a case will be controlled by HEPAR. When the croup comes on after midnight, the child wakes up frightened, suffocating, roused up in the bed with a dry hoarse, the ringing cough, which brings like a dry whoop. Then spongia will nearly always be the remedy. Again, if spongia palliates it and it is not sufficiently deep and there is a more aggravation which shows that the trouble is returning HEPAR first. Aconite, HEPAR and spongia are closely related to each other and they are truly great croup remedies. Croup trio on water. Aconite, HEPAR, spongia, croup trio. Dry paroxysmal cough from evening and midnight and sometimes lasting all night with choking, gagging and whooping. Some loose coughing in the daytime, rawness and scrape the larynx, burn cold air, or uncovering a hand or foot in bed. బాబు గారు అలా కొంచెం జరుపుకుంటే నువ్వు ఇలా the cataracts is sometimes lower down in the trachea, and the trachea is extremely sore from much coughing. The patient has been coughing days and weeks and has the morning and evening aggravation. A rattling, boring cough with great soreness of the chest in an oversensitive and chilly patient. The cough is attended choking and gagging, even to vomiting. It is worse in the cold air and from putting the hand out of bed. He coughs and sweats. There is much sweating the whole night without relief. Sweating all night without relief belongs to a great many complaints of HEPAR. He sweats easily, so that with the cough and the slightest exertion, sweating all night without relief belongs to a great many complaints of HEPAR. He sweats easily, so that with the cough and on slight exertion he is repeatedly drenched with perspiration. Is a combination drug of calcaria. HEPAR or calcaria, they put together. It has catarrhal affections of the ear. A sudden inflammation comes on in the middle ear, and abscess forms. The drum of the ear ruptures, and there is a bloody discharge, sticking, tearing pain in the inflamed ear. There is first a sensation of stopping up of the ear, bursting and pressure ear, and then perforation of the drum. There is also an inflammatory condition causing a discharge that is fetid or very yellow purulent discharge, thick, the cheesy particle smelling like old cheese. HEPAR sometimes is bad on the oculist. When it is irritated, it cures eyes very quickly, so that the oculist does not have a very long hair, and it does away with the necessity for washes in the hands of the specialist. Like disappointment, not eyes specialist. From the eyes we have same offensive, thick, purulent discharge. Inflammation of the eyes attended with little ulcers. Ulcers on the cornea, granulations, bloody, offensive discharge from the eyes. The eyes look red. The lids are inflamed. The edges are turned out, and the origin of the lids becomes ulcerated. All sorts of so-called scrupulous affections. The eye conditions may be covered by HEPAR when the constitutional state is present. The constitutional state of the patient is the only guide to the remedy. అంటే కళ్ళల్లో కూడా ఇండికేట్ అవుతుందన్నా ఇక్కడ HEPAR కాన్స్టిట్యూషనల్ గా ఇండికేట్ అయితేనే అక్కడ పనిచేస్తుంది. Many times the eye cells are non-discrete. You have only an inflamed eye with lateral discharge, and for this you could give a large number of the antidotes. But when you go into the state of the patient and find these general symptoms, then this remedy will work. The general symptoms will guide to the remedy that will cure the eye. You will see that the specialist for the eye is often limited unless he knows how to secure all the symptoms of the patient. He selects the remedy upon the totality of the symptoms. There are other catarrhal conditions. Catarrh of the bladder with purulent discharges in the urine and copious mucopurulent deposits. Ulcers of the bladder. The walls of the bladder become hardened, so that it almost no power to expel its contents, and the urine passes in a slow stream or in drops, or in male the stream falls down perpendicularly. No ability to expel the urine with force. It is paresis. There is burning in the bladder, frequent, almost constant, urge to urinate. It has also a catarrhal state of the urethra that resembles gonorrhea, and it has been a very useful remedy in chilly patients with gleety discharge of long standing, thick discharge of a white cheesy character, ulcers and inflammatory spots along the urethra. This symptom is దేనికి ఇండికేట్ అవుతుంది? gonorrhea ఇంకోటి యూరిన్ లో వైట్ సెడిమెంట్ వైట్ ఫ్లక్స్ పోవడం డ్రగ్ కాదు డిసీజ్. కైలూరియాలో కూడా ఇది సింటమ్స్. కైలూరియా క్యూరబుల్ కదా అలా బాగా బ్రహ్మాండ 3 కేసులు క్యూర్ అయిపోయింది. ప్లస్ సింటమ్స్ ఇండికేట్ అయితే ఇచ్చిన దాన్ని బట్టి కైలూరియా క్యూర్ చేస్తుంది. హలో, one of the most penetrating of odors. So much so, when a woman suffers from this leukorrhea, the odor can be detected when she enters the room. The strong offensive odor. A very important fear for HEPAR is after mercuryization. Many old people are walking with the street at the present day who have been the victims of camel, who have been salivated, who have been taken blue pill for recent bilious spell to tap the liver until finally they get into a state of chillness, felt as it were in the bone. They sweat much about the head, they ache in the bones, and they change, and every change to take to cold, and every cold damp spell affect them. Camel and the result. అట్లా విపరీతంగా ఉండేది సార్. లేదండి పేరు మార్చి ఇంకోటి చాలా ఎక్కువ వేసుకుంటారు. They are like barometers. HEPAR is remedy for that state. They go into diseases of the bone easily and are always shivering. Why they have periods of elevation from warmth as general rule are chilly subjects and feel the cold easily. In the more acute actions of mercury, there is an elevation from the warmth of the bed, but the old subjects who have been years ago poisoned with get almost bloodless and they become chilly. They cannot get clothing enough to keep them warm. They become withered and shriveled and have rheumatic affections about the joint. Then it is that the symptoms of HEPAR agree and it becomes a valuable antidote to that state of mercurialization. HEPAR దీంట్లో ఈ కండిషన్లో ఆరంభేటోడు బాగా అవుతాడు. ఇలాగా ఇప్పుడు రోజులు తగ్గిన ఇదివరకు డెలివరీ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళకి బ్యాడ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ రాకుండా అని చెప్పి నేటివ్ మెడిసిన్స్ విపరీతంగా మెడిసిన్స్ ఇస్తారు. నేటివ్ ఉంటుందని అట్లా బాధ. దాంతో వాళ్ళకి ఏమైపోయింది 35 ఏళ్ళు వచ్చేసరికి వాళ్ళ ఆడవాళ్ళు బాగా పళ్ళు ఊడిపోయి చూస్తే వీళ్ళకి 50 ఏళ్ళు 50 ఏళ్ళు అన్నట్టుగా అయిపోయేవాడు. వాళ్ళకి బోన్స్ ఎఫెక్ట్ అయ్యి బోన్స్ వీక్ ఎఫెక్ట్ అయ్యి వీటన్నిటి ఆ రకమైనటువంటి కేసులు కూడా వాళ్ళ ఆరంభ టెస్ట్ చాలా వండర్ఫుల్ రిలీఫ్. వాళ్ళకి ఆ ఓల్డ్ వీక్లు కూడా చాలా మంది ఆరంభతో నేటివ్ మెడిసిన్ ఆయుర్వేదంలో కూడా చాలా 2-3 బ్రాంచెస్ ఉన్నాయి. తర్వాత మిస్అండర్స్టాండ్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఒకటంటే రసాయన ట్రీట్మెంట్ అని ఆయుర్వేదం మిస్అండర్స్టాండ్ చేస్తున్న ట్రీట్మెంట్ ఒకటి. దాని రసాయన అంటే ఒరిజినల్గా రసాయన అంటే చాలా గ్రేట్. ఆయుర్వేదంలో చెప్పబడిన వండర్ఫుల్ ట్రీట్మెంట్ అంటే రసాయనం అంటే రసముల్ ట్రీట్మెంట్ అంటే మనం తీసుకున్న ఫుడ్ ద్వారా ఎలా ఆల్టర్ చేసి ఏ ఫుడ్ ఏ కండిషన్లు తీసుకుంటే ఆ హెల్త్ ఇంప్రూవ్ అవుతుంది. రసాయన బ్రాంచ్ అసలు ఒరిజినల్ రసాయన అండ్ ఆయుర్వేదం రాతగారు ఇచ్చింది, E.V.M.Acharya గారు ఇచ్చిన బుక్లో చూసి ఆయన ఫుల్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఇచ్చారు. మ్యాష్ గారు రసాయన అనేటానికి నాగార్జున అనేటువంటి ఆయన వచ్చిన తర్వాత నుంచి రసం అంటే మెర్కురీ అనే వచ్చింది. అప్పటి నుంచి అన్ని రకాలంటే ఆయుర్వేదిక్ మెడిసిన్ మెర్కురీ కాంపౌండ్స్ కలపడం అనేది అప్పటి నుంచి అయిపోయింది. అప్పటి నుంచి రసాయనం అంటే మెర్కురీతో ట్రీట్మెంట్ చేయడం రసాయనం. అలాగే ఆయుర్వేదం నుంచి ఇంకో బ్రాంచ్ వచ్చేసి నేటివ్ మెడిసిన్స్ చెప్పి దాంట్లో ఈ గంధకం కొన్ని మెడిసిన్స్ గంధకంతోనూ కొన్ని మందులేమో పాదరసంతోనూ చేసేస్తూ ఉంటారు. అవి ఏంటంటే ఏ రకమైన జబ్బులు లేకుండా కాపాడుతాయని ప్రివెంటివ్గా ఇవి డెలివరీ అయిన తర్వాత ఇచ్చేస్తూ ఉండేవాళ్ళు. వాళ్ళకి ఈ రకమైన ఎఫెక్ట్. అలాగే ఇదివరకు రకరకాలు. ఒకటేంటంటే రోజు ఒక కొంచెం మాత్రం ఓపియం ఒక గుళిక అల్ల ముందు తింటే వాళ్ళకి ఏ జబ్బులు రావు. పసుపోత పర్లేదు, అది పసుపు వేప అని పర్లేదు. చాలా కష్టం, చాలా కష్టం, చాలా కాస్ట్లీ. HEPAR is also a complement and antidote to peptide mercury. When mercury has been administered and has done all it can do as a curative remedy, or when it has acted improperly and has somewhat mixed up the case, and it is necessary to follow it with the natural complement of antidote and prepare for another series, HEPAR is to be thought of as one of the natural followers of mercury. It is well known that mercury is not followed well by silesia. Silesia does not do useful when mercury is still acting or has been acting. This is the time that HEPAR becomes an intercurrent remedy. Silesia goes well after HEPAR, and HEPAR follows after mercury, and thus HEPAR becomes intercurrent in that series. ఆ రెండింటికి కూడా ఇది పనిచేస్తుంది. ఆ రెండు ఉదాహరణ తర్వాత ఒకటి మెర్క్యూరీ ఎనిమికల్స్ కాబట్టి మధ్యలో ఇది వేసుకోవచ్చు. In old syphilis cases, when the symptoms agree, HEPAR is very full and complete remedy. It corresponds to the majority of the symptoms of syphilis, and it only needs to correspond to the symptoms of individual patient when he is syphilitic, when he is syphilitic to be indicated. Thus, in old cases, who have been mercurialized, who had the symptoms suppressed, so that the disease is latent and ready to crop out any time, HEPAR will come in and have a decided effect upon the syphilis and upon mercury. It will strengthen the matter out and cause a development that will lead to the clear prescribed. బయటికి తోసేయాల్సిన ఉంటే తోసిపోరని మొత్తం కేసు సెటిల్ చేసి క్లియర్ చేసుకోలేదు. లేకపోతే అలా ఉంటే కాంప్లికేట్ అయిపోయి ఆ మెర్క్యూరీ కాంప్లికేట్ అయ్యి జాగ్రత్తగా కాంప్లికేట్ అయ్యి అన్ని రకాల కేసు అంతా ఎటు కాకుండా అయిపోతుంది. In this relationship to syphilis and mercury, HEPAR is closely allied to Staphylococcus, Asafoetida, nitric acid, Silesia, etc. Especially in HEPAR, the remedy in those cases of syphilis where great quantities of mercury have been taken until it is no longer able to suppress the symptoms of the disease. అంటే ఆ saturation దాకా మెర్క్యూరీ వాడేసిన కేసులు, అంటే మెర్క్యూరీ వేసినా కూడా వాడికి సింటమ్స్ తగ్గకుండా ఉండేసి దాకా మెర్క్యూరీ ఓవర్ నాట్ అయిన కేసులో వాటర్ పెడితే అద్భుతం. In old cases, when the syphilitic miasm attacks the both of the nose and they sink in and a great ulceration takes place, that causes those cases you sometimes see walking around the street with a big patch over in or over the opening that leads down to the nasal cavity. దీన్ని బట్టి ఇంకెక్కడ ఇండికేట్ అవుతుంది, ఈ ఇండికేషన్ బట్టి క్లియర్గా ఇచ్చారు కదా. డిసీజ్ ఆస్టియోమైలైటిస్, ఆస్టియోమైలైటిస్ వస్తూ బోన్ పీసెస్ వచ్చేస్తాయి బయటికి, అంటే అర్థం బోన్ అరిగిపోతుంది లోపల వచ్చేస్తాం. ఏం చేస్తారు లేకపోతే మంగళ వైద్యం ప్రతిసారి కట్ చేసి మళ్ళీ కుడుతూ ఉంటారు. ఎందుకు చేసినా లోపల ఆస్టియోమైలైటిస్ బోన్ దగ్గర కాకపోతే ఏమవుతుంది, ఎన్నిసార్లు బోన్ ఇంకా పాడదు. ఆ కేసులో హెపార్ సెల్ఫ్ కరెక్ట్గా ఇండికేట్ అయి పడితే వండర్ఫుల్ ఈవెంట్. హెపార్ సెల్ఫ్ పెరికం కేసు హైపెరికం 200తో స్టార్ట్ చేసి 10 దాకా వెళ్ళాం. అక్వారోసాల్ కేసు చూపిస్తాం, కంప్లీట్ క్యూర్. అంత ఎంతో 3 ఏళ్ళ నుంచి అప్పటి నుంచి వాళ్ళు రకరకాలుగా డ్రైన్ చేస్తున్నారు. వచ్చి వెళ్ళాము చాలా వర్క్లుగా అది సరే అసలు కంప్లీట్గా ఫీల్ అయిపోయింది. When there is severe pain in the region of the nasal bones, the bridge of the nose is so sensitive that it cannot be touched, and in the root of the nose there is a sensation as if a splinter sticking in. For excessive discharge from nose, fetid ozina in an old case, he has been mercurialized with chilly in his very bones, things apart. It has cured many such cases. It has healed the ulcer. ఇక్కడ కనుక ఈ నోస్ అల్సర్ కరిగిపోతూ బోన్ నోస్ ఫ్లాట్ అయిపోతుంది, షేప్ పోయి కనుక హెపార్ ఇండికేట్ అయ్యి జాగ్రత్తగా మళ్ళీ వాడికి హీల్ అయిపోయి నోస్ నార్మల్ షేప్ అవుతుంది. అందుకే దీన్ని నైఫ్ ఆఫ్ హోమియోపతిక్ సర్జన్ అంటే. అంటే మీరు సర్జరీ కేసులో హెపార్ జాగ్రత్త వాడితే ఇదే సర్జరీ చేయాలి. It has cured the chiral state and it has hastened the healing up of the portions of the diseased bone by hastening the suppuration. It has returned the patient to an orderly state. as we syphilitic affections lead into the throat, we find ulcers of soft palate which eat away the uvula. Small ulcers which finally unite and destroy the soft palate and then commence to work upon the osseous portion, the roof of the mouth. The odor that comes from the mouth when it is opened to show the throat is extremely offensive, very often like a spoiled cheese. The medicines that are especially related are especially useful in this form of ulceration in old syphilitics will be calibic, lasis, mercapur, mercury, and HEPAR. In those syphilitic cases that have been mercurized, HEPAR and nitric acid would be thought of. And I want to allocate mercury everything of what is such a case. Syphilitic mercury drugs overall case Munda clear and allocations and indicate of time apart from nitric acid. Nitric acid would antidote to mercury. Nitric acid is very closely related to HEPAR. It is just as chilly. It has the sensation of sticks in the throat and inflamed parts. And nitric acid is the deceiving. Nitric acid, we have chilly, highly sensitive chill. Nitric acid is body acid, very very. All complaints are ameliorated by riding in carriage. So, top lane high leather, car, that is bike, ala Saligal Kugan. Is the splinter sensation? Is the local it is just as it has fine ulcers in throat upon the tongue and in the larynx. Nitric acid competes with the HEPAR. You think the two together, both have sensation of bone or stick in the throat. The cartilage of the larynx becomes attacked by syphilitic effects and old mercury affection. When the case is not of syphilitic origin, but is of cyclic origin, small or large white gelatinous polypi form the larynx. They are sore, cause a loss of voice or cracked voice. When they cause choking or uneasiness, HEPAR is one of the remedies. HEPAR, calcia, arginitricum and nitric acid and sometimes tuja are the remedies related to such conditions. Psychotic conditions. We also know bones in it. Polish so hard to form out a vadiki. Again, in the early syphilitic manifestations, the chancre has been being of a stick in it. Then comes the formation of a bubo that may be either non-suppurative or suppurating gland associated with sugar or a harmless ulcer. These conditions are often indications for HEPAR when the constitutional state is present. HEPAR has also psychotic warts. It is useful in old cases of bleed, although when there is a sensation of splinter in the urethra, in triggers and constriction of inflammatory character. During the inflammation, there is a tendency to ulcerate, and if this sensation of stick is felt, arnitricum, nitric acid, and HEPAR run close together for this kind of inflammation and will cure the inflammatory stricture before it becomes a complete and permanent fibrinous stricture. It is only very rarely that you will be able with your medicines to cure a stricture after it has taken permanency, after it is many years old, but as long as the inflammation keeps up, there is hope. I remember one very old one that was cured by sepia. I did not know at first of its presence, but prescribed sepia on the symptoms of the case, and the patient came back with great suffering in the urethra, and then confessed to me that he had gonorrhea and has been troubled for years after a stricture. That inflammation aroused NO, and after it ran its course, it really left the passage clear, and there was never any more trouble with the stricture. That was a very unusual result. I have many times prescribed for patients with the utmost endeavors to do the same thing and have cured the patient in other aspects, but the stricture remains. Remember then that HEPAR has figures, chronic psychotic discharges, or chronic gonorrhea, offensive, cheesy discharge, the sensation of stick in the urethra, inflammatory stricture, which will be associated with difficulty in passing urine to the extent that there is a weakness of the bladder and the urine falls perpendicularly. HEPAR has served a valuable purpose. HEPAR has served a valuable purpose in its ability to establish suppuration of the foreign body. For instance, a foreign body is under the skin or is somewhere unknown. Perhaps it is the tip end of a projectile. After the projectile itself has been taken away, or under the nail, a splinter is forming a suppuration. It is so small that it is hardly observed, and it is supposed often that this splinter has been entirely removed, but an inflammatory condition starts up. Or if indicated by the general symptoms of the patient, hastens suppuration and ills of the finger, or it has all such things. గుర్తుందో శైలుష్యత రిమోట్ ఎక్స్రే తీసుకొచ్చినోడు ఆపరేషన్ చేసినోడు అని నీటిలో ఉండిపోయింది. అది అలాగా డైవర్ట్ చేసి జాయింట్ తెలుస్తుంది. ఎక్స్రేలో క్లియర్గా కనిపిస్తుంది. ఆ కేసుని ఏమీ వాళ్ళు పైగా ఇచ్చాను డైలీ టైమ్స్. అలా ముందు పెరిగింది అలా గ్రాడ్యువల్గా అలా వచ్చి ఫస్ట్ అక్కడ ఒక బాయిల్ వచ్చి దాంట్లో బయటకు ఎక్స్రే చేస్తే క్లియర్ గా కలిగింది అబ్బో వీడిలో. Silesia is another remedy capable of establishing inflammation and suppuration and removes little foreign bodies that cannot be located. Of course, it is understood that if the physician knows the location of a splinter, he will take such steps as necessary to remove it and not wait the action of the remedy. అది ఎక్కడో కరెక్ట్ తెలిసి తీయడానికి వీలైతే తీసేస్తాం. మంత్లీ సెపరేషన్ అయ్యి వచ్చేంత వరకు వెయిట్. But at times, a needle point breaks off against the bone of the finger of a seamstress, or small portion of the needle may exist where they cannot be found without an immense amount of slashing, which the patient refuses. అది కనిపిస్తుంటే అలా కట్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళాలి. ఎక్కడుందో వెతకాలండి. ఎంతో ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళాడు. HEPAR or Silesia will remove. డైలీ 4 doses అండి. ఎప్పుడైతే మహా అంటే 12 వెళ్ళాము, అది కూడా గుర్తులేదు. ఒక కేసులో నీడిని ఒక కేసు థ్రెడ్ ఉండిపోయింది. అది అలాగే a little abscess will form and little mite will be discharged. Knowing that these two remedies have this tendency to establish suppuration where there are foreign bodies, it is well to be reminded that if a bullet was encysted in the lungs, it would be well, if the symptoms called for HEPAR or Silesia, to consider whether it might not be injurious to give a remedy that will establish a suppuration. It might be that the bullet is resting in a vital plane in a network of arteries, and it would be well not to establish a suppuration in this vital region. Deposits of a tubercular character often located in a place that they can easily be suppurated out. Then the action of the remedy on them would be the same as a foreign. Hence is that a part of its administration will very often abolish a group of boils all over the economy, because in the skin there are small accumulations of sebaceous matter, and there will be suppurated out. Sulfur also does this, so that it may be well to be careful and not take Silesia or sulfur or HEPAR too on or too high in patients that have encysted tubercle in the lungs. Rokitansky, in his numerous postmortem, found a large number of encysted cave deposits in the lungs in cases that had lived and outgone those troubles. They had been encysted and thereby perfectly safe, and a patient had died of something else. అది అలాగ ఎంత అయిపోయి అలా ఉండిపోయి మిగతా అంతా వాడు బాగానే నార్మల్ అయిపోయి అలాగ వాడు దాంట్లో పేరు. It might be dangerous to administer these medicines that have a tendency to cause suppuration in such, and you should at least proceed cautiously in using them. As you have seen a great many cases, you will find that you have killed some of them. In our if our medicines were not powerful enough to kill force, they would not be powerful enough to cure sick falls. It is well for you to realize that you are dealing with a razor when dealing with hypothesis. I would rather be in a room with a dozen Negroes slashing with a razor than in the hand of an ignorant prescriber of hypothesis. రోజుల్లో వాళ్ళ ఇలా క్యాపిటల్ పెట్టి ఉన్నా సంతోషిస్తాను ఇష్టంగా చేత కాకుండా వేసేటువంటి డాక్టర్ దగ్గర నేను ఉండడానికి ఇష్టపడను. They are a means of harm as well as tremendous. In contrast to HEPAR, although HEPAR is a form of calcaria, calcaria carb has no such tearing down nature in it. Does not establish inflammation around the foreign bodies and tends to support them out, but causes a fibrous deposit around bullets and other foreign substances in the flesh. It causes tubercular deposits to harden and contact and become enzymatic. Many excellent homeopathic physicians have said to me, I do not agree with you as to the danger of sulfur in cycles. I have cured cases of typhoid with sulfur. నేను సల్ఫర్ కొడుతూ టీవీలో మేము ఒప్పుకొని చాలా మంది క్యూర్ చేసామన్నాడు ఆయన సంబంధం చేస్తున్నాడు. సో హ్యావ్ ఐ మెనీ ఆఫ్ దెమ్. నేను కూడా చేశాను అలాగే చాలా మంది బాగానే ఉన్నారు అన్నారు. కానీ బట్ ఐ డిడ్ నాట్ టు క్యూరబుల్ కేసెస్ బట్ దోస్ కేసెస్ ఆర్ వెల్ డెవలప్డ్ ఆర్ హ్యావ్ గ్రేవ్ సింటమ్స్. టీబీలో హారీగా క్యావిటీ కేసు సంగతి వద్దని చెబుతున్నారు, మామూలు టీబీ కేసులో ఇవ్వద్దని చెబుతున్నారు. It is better to know all the elements in the case, then you have administered a remedy and killed your patient. You know at least what you have done. కేసు ఇచ్చిన ఫుల్గా తెలుసుకున్న రాదు తప్పుడు చేసి పేషెంట్ పోతే ఎందుకు పోయేది కనీసం కాదు తెలుస్తాయి. నువ్వు చేసిన పనే పూర్తిగా తెలుసుకోవచ్చు, నువ్వు చేసిన తప్పేవాడు తెలియదు అంటున్నాడు. It is better to know what you have done if you have killed your patient than to be ignorant of it and go on and kill some more in the